Hey, thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Brassy broadcast. I'm your host, Jen Eads. I'm a musician, a student of the creative universe, and a curious girl full of questions. I'm also the head broad in charge at the Brassy Broadcasting Company, where I help good people of all kinds create and produce podcasts and other audio content. You can learn more and listen to the entire back catalog of the Brassy broadcast at brassybroad.com. Friends, I'm changing things up a little in this episode. This is going to be a solo show. This podcast is all about exploring how we're broadcasting ourselves and our content out into the world. I've been inspired by my recent guests to try some new things. Right now, most of the things are involving video, which is kind of crazy for a podcaster. But video is where I've seen the most impact and engagement. My YouTube channel traffic is seeing some big jumps lately. The episode that aired last week with Ariel Hyatt talking about creating our signature stories really lit a fire in me, and you'll see the results of that soon. The first thing I want to talk about is how shifting the focus of this podcast to a little bit broader niche and consistently producing a weekly show has significantly impacted my download numbers. There hasn't been a single episode that caused a big spike in downloads. I'm seeing consistent growth in new episodes and also older episodes getting downloaded. I still need to do a much better job of promoting new episodes. I need to work that into a daily habit. I'm going to put that on my good business behavior spreadsheet. Yes, I had to create a spreadsheet and assign point values to actions and behaviors that would help me grow my business. It makes it easy to see where I'm spending my time and where I need to up my game. I assign the highest point value to asking for referrals because I suck at asking for referrals. And that's the behavior that could earn me the most money. Now let's talk about some numbers. Here are the numbers as they currently stand. The first numbers were as of February 2nd, before I started the new podcast season and before I started tracking my progress. Let's start with the Brassy Broadcast podcast page on Facebook. February 2nd, it had 149 likes. As of today, April 13th, it had 157. That Brassy Broad Facebook group page I was going to start, I still haven't started that. I don't know if I need to. I don't know if I want to. It's not making me say hell yes. So I think I might hold off on that and focus on some other things where I've actually seen growth and engagement. So let's jump to Twitter. On February 2nd, I had 1,165 followers. As of today, 1,240 followers. And on Instagram, 525 on February 2nd, and today it's up to 619. I think that's because I've been doing a better job of using hashtags. I think that's helping, and I think also just being more engaging and going out and commenting on other people's posts. And I've also really tried to make a conscious effort to take a screenshot of my phone if I'm listening to a great podcast episode and Instagram that and try to shine a little light on some other podcasters and get some good information out there. So yeah, Instagram's been great. Do the hashtags. But I've seen the most growth on YouTube. On February 2nd, I had 65 subscribers to my YouTube channel and 16,981 total views. As of today, I'm up to 94 subscribers and 24,057 views. The highest number of views is a video on how to remove noise and hiss from your podcast in GarageBand. I know, super sexy video, but it has 12,799 views. And then my second highest rated views is a protest song I wrote about our current Vice President, Mike Pence, when he was pulling some shenanigans here in Indiana. I share primarily 3 different types of content on my YouTube channel. I share the Brassy podcast goes out to YouTube. I also have a series I've created called Live from the Loo music videos that I record singing in my bathroom. I know, it's kind of crazy and silly. And the third category is I've made a lot of how-to instructional videos for podcasters. By far, my most watched videos are the how-to videos. So if you're looking to grow your YouTube channel views and subscribers, post some how-to videos. What are you really good at? What interesting perspective can you bring to some kind of task? Do that. It works. You do need to be specific and intentional in the titles that you're creating for your videos. I specifically mentioned GarageBand and how to remove noise and hiss. Think about what you would type in the YouTube or Google search box if you were trying to learn how to accomplish a specific goal. Let that be your guide for naming your videos. That how-to video is only 3 minutes long. Keep it short and sweet. And for longer how-to videos, I've broken them down into multiple parts and been really specific in the description on exactly what is covered in each video. The coolest thing that I've done that has driven traffic to my brassybroad.com website and free podcasting course is to add video cards to the videos on YouTube. These are little messages that pop up in the top right-hand corner of the video. My cards say things like free podcast course and learn more podcasting tips to get them to check out my tutorial playlist. So those are a few things that have been working for me on YouTube to grow my traffic and my subscribers there. Now let's talk about Facebook Live. I've had some incredible results sharing Facebook Live videos the past couple of weeks. The first one was a new Live from the Loo for a song I wrote called Sunday Beer. I'll have a link to it in the show notes. This song is about not being able to buy beer on Sunday in Indiana in a grocery store or any place else where it might be convenient. I know, it sounds utterly ridiculous, but it's a pain point for Hoosiers, especially during football season. I tapped into something that resonated with people. It's had over 3,200 views on Facebook and was shared multiple times. I also intentionally asked people watching the video to share it if they knew anyone that had experienced that same frustration. Apparently, I'm not the only one. If you want people to share your videos, ask them. I was in Hawaii back in February, and what does a musician do in Hawaii? She buys a new ukulele. That's how they say it there. In Indiana, we say ukulele. I think ukulele sounds much nicer. And I was so excited about my new ukulele that I committed to doing a Facebook Live video playing a song every day from Arlenai overlooking the ocean for the rest of the trip. It made for a really nice video background. It was so much fun, and these silly little videos had tons of engagement. A friend had been watching them, and when I got back, asked if I would teach her how to play. I figured I know some other people that would probably want to learn, so I started Ukulele Lounge, 4 weeks of group lessons to get you started playing. Because you can't be in a bad mood when you're strumming a ukulele, and I think we all could use a little more joy these days. We just finished week 3 of the first session. I have to say, it's one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done, and I'm getting paid for it. All because I posted some videos of me playing on Facebook Live. So what's something that you enjoy doing that you can share on Facebook Live? Now let's talk about blog posts. I don't get huge traffic from my blog posts, but that could be because I don't write them very often. I'm going to do an experiment with my latest blog post called Why You Should Start a Beep Podcast. I'm going to read it and release it as bonus content for my podcast subscribers. I'm not going to share it on my website. It's only going to be available in podcast form. I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers that gets. The last thing I want to talk about is my email list. I need to focus on growing my list. That is where the magic happens. I've been consistently sending out an email every Saturday morning that talks about the latest episode of the podcast. And in addition to the show info, I'm also including podcasting-related tips, resources, and other info. I've also been including a What's in My Ears section with recommendations on other podcasts or music that I've been digging recently. My goal is to provide value on a number of levels. I don't just want to promote my own show. That's kind of super boring. So right now, I am inviting you to go sign up for the email list at brassybroad.com and get a little Saturday morning happiness in your inbox. All right, friends, that's a wrap for today. Now go sign up for the email list at brassybroad.com and then get out in the world and do some good.